I missed them a lot. It was really tough nights. I will always wish that I lived with my mom and my little brother, and that we were a perfect family, and my dad didn't die. And sometimes I even thought about building my own time machine that can take me back to time and change everything.
Hey guys, we're almost at 120,000 subscribers, but there's still a lot of you guys that are not subscribed, so if you do enjoy my content, then please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It only takes 1 second and it really helps a lot. Now let's get back to the video.
It basically all started, I guess, with my mom. She broke up with my dad because he kind of had trouble with the drugs, I guess you can say. Because of his back, it was hurting him a lot. My dad was a funny guy. He was not a bad dad. He just had this drug use because he would never abuse me. He would never do anything to me. They started to fight a lot. So my dad and my mom broke up. He moved from house to house, and I will always go with him. And he moved so much that I never really make any friends. I always tried, and I was stuttering a lot. Like, I couldn't really speak, kind of. And the reason of that is because my mom, she's not Danish. She was from Lithuania, and she also wanted me to learn Danish. So she tried to learn me both Danish and Lithuania. And that could be really hard. My mom slowly stopped learning me Lithuania because I always were like stuttering. And it was really hard because I never had one childhood best friend that would stay with me forever. Like, you know, we would grow up and then we would get in school together, like all the happy times, but I never did. My dad moved 5 times and I never really had anyone. And sometimes he even would just put me on in front of the TV just so I could watch TV because he didn't have time to drive me to kindergarten. Music meant a lot to me since I was a kid because I like to write songs. I just sing random when I was a kid. Sometimes my mom and my classmates, they got pretty annoyed of me because I like to sing like randomly. Like, music was a lot to me. I even made this one song. I made it last year when I was 12, and it's kind of depressing, but it expresses my feelings. Stay strong, gonna go wrong if you don't believe in me, in this fake happy family. Telling me the truth, lying through it all, I don't care anymore. Take a deep breath, fall down, kill yourself, please don't, I don't know, in this fake happy family. Happy family. In this fake happy family. My dad, he was still really sick because of his back problems, but he started to date again. This one woman, she was really sweet, and I really liked her, and she was like the only one because my dad had this disease that he would always sleep. Like, he would just sleep, like out of nowhere he would just sleep. He was not allowed to drive because he had this disease, but he still had a car. One time he drove and I was in the car. We were like going down a hill and he fell asleep, and then we hit a bus. Then I passed out and I woke up in a hospital bed. I was about 6 or 5 and I can still remember it. It's still in my mind. But later on, my dad, he got so mad at my mom that he moved and he didn't tell her where he moved. He didn't tell her anything, and he took me with him. And they were moving a long way from where my mom lived, and my little brother didn't come with him. It was only me, and I stayed with him for 4 weeks. And then he kept me, and my mom didn't know where I was. My mom, she finally found out, and I got taken away from my dad, and I couldn't go back and see him. And not so long after I got taken away from my dad, he passed away from drug use, and from a heart attack, and from his disease that made him sleep, and he just didn't woke up one morning, and my stepmom, she found him, and yeah, it was because of his brain. He died, of course, of his diseases, but also because of his brain. There was something wrong. He was telling them that his head was hurting to the doctors, but they thought, because they knew about my dad's drug use, so they thought he's probably just saying this because of the drugs. But he was in real life still saying it because his brain actually, his head actually was hurting. He actually had a bad headache. It wasn't a headache, there was something really wrong. But now later on, I got back with my mom and I lived with her, and she was always sleeping. She never like took time with me because I was always dad's girl, and my little brother, he was always mom's boy. They were always together, and I would pretty much feel like outside. I will always wanted attention from my mom because me and my brother, we never really got that much attention from her. But my grandparents, I really love my grandparents. They're like my my everything, like kind of my everything. But because they're like the only family I can like really talk to, and like that I can really trust. If I have problems, I go to them. They will always take care of me. And I had a lot of fights with my mom, and my mom would never know what to do with me, so she would just send me to them. She would always find these people who was taking care of us. Often it was our neighbors, or it was someone we didn't know. This guy, I will not call him a friend or a neighbor or a babysitter, but sometimes we like hang out with him, and he was like older than us. This guy, he was using me. When I told my mom about this, because she didn't know it, but he would use me. He would touch me, and it would just be really uncomfortable. And I still remember it today, and if someone's trying to hug me, like, it would take back memories to that time, and still a lot of people doesn't know this. And so it was really uncomfortable, a really uncomfortable situation. And I think it happened about 5 times that he did so. And my mom wouldn't know it, and she would maybe sleep in the other room because she's tired, because she's staying up so late. And I was fighting a lot with my little brother too. He had anger issues. He would like, one time I was with one of my friends. We were annoying him. We were like making fun of him. And then he got so mad that he pulled out a knife and stabbed it into the door, and the door is still, the mark on the door is still in the door today. And sometimes I'm looking at it and I was thinking, what the hell were I doing? Because I knew he had anger issues and I knew he would get annoyed by it. And I still like kind of blame myself for that. The neighbors were hearing noises because we were fighting a lot, and he had really some serious anger issues. Later on, my neighbors, they texted some people, and like a minister of the city. She would ask them to put me and my little brother in kind of daytime care, like every second day. And they were really nice to me, but I was kind of also like not scared of them, but I showed a lot of respect for them, even though like I didn't really know how to show respect. I will not call myself a bad child, but I would yell at my mom often, even though that wasn't really my fault. It was my mom's fault because she was never there. She was never taking care of my little brother and me. And then later, my little brother, he didn't like the family, so he told my mom, so we got taken away from that family. And then we stayed with my mom a couple years more, but it was not going well. It was a long time since we have been visiting our family in Lithuania, so she was paying tickets to get to Lithuania. And then the ministers of the city, they found out, and they thought that my mom would run off with me and my little brother and live there. So we got taken away. It was actually a sad moment that these two, they were like coming to my school, and they were like, oh, we need to take you away from your mom. And I asked why, and then they said because your mom is not good at taking care of you and your little brother. And I asked them, where is my little brother going to be? And they were like, he's going to be in a kind of a kids orphanage, and I'm going to be in foster care. And I was put back to the family I knew before. I didn't see him or my mom after 3 months. I was really sad. I was crying every night. I was thinking, how must my mom be, and is she sad? Because I was really sad. I just didn't want them to like, I miss them a lot. It was really tough nights. My foster parents say that you cannot live with your mom and you need to accept it. So that's why you are here. That's because you need to accept that you cannot live with your mom anymore and you have a new family, which is us. And I still have kind of hard to accept that, because I will always wish that I lived with my mom and my little brother. And sometimes I even thought about building my own time machine that can take me back to time and change everything. and that we were a perfect family, and my dad didn't die from drug use, and that we were perfect. But I'm looking forward now. Just think forward, not in the past. That's what I'm doing. I'm thinking forward about what I'm going to do in the future.
If you'd like to talk to this girl in the video or hear some more of her singing, make sure to check out her links in the description below. Did you know my community has a Java Minecraft server? Join now at play.ilistenmc.net.